Hello everybody and welcome back to the first video in a while. So what you're seeing here is me being previously critique and the Swede called the Incic drops. We were doing an open lobby on Blue Moon Speedway, and this was just so good that we had to make a video out of this. So you can already see at the start that there were a lot of people in here and chaos to say the least. Sorry if I just blew into the minecart. I won't know until editing phase. No, but as you can see, it was basically just slipstreaming each other, and I don't know, to be honest. This was just an amazing race. It was all just chaos. There were so many cars here for the first 4 or 5 laps. Because as you can see, both tire and fuel were a thing in this race. And well, a lot of people at the start didn't actually know this. So at this point, nobody was saving fuel, which was basically their inevitable doom at this point. If we go back to Kurtzen here, so I can tell you one thing about him. He was very smart in this race with bump drafting and all, but he did mess up his strategy at some point. So you can see here, starting lap 4 now, and Mad Max Games is all the way in the back there. I don't exactly know what happened to him. He might have messed up the start or something, gotten a jump start penalty. You never know. So I'm showing you the first 4 or 5 laps just because of how good this was at the start with all of this chaos. I mean, look at this. So everyone, of course, staying out on the 4th lap. But this 5th lap was a bit interesting. So it's actually Chris EB 1955. If it's I forgot that we were 9 people in that. For a second I thought we were 8. Anyway, so here we are on lap 5 with it. So on this lap you'll see a lot of people go in, because I mean, look, right, let's get it from this angle right here. You see everyone going in with a lack of fuel. So here is the Incic, who like me and Ben, including the Swiss guy in the Mustang and the Kurtzen, all stuck it out, and see Chris EB 1955, not 65, in P6 now, but still very far behind. I don't know what happened to him. I think he might have left. You see here, basically just slipstreaming each other. So on this lap, Incic decided to go in. Well, basically everyone else decided to go in. So me and Bin at this point were the only ones out. So the reason why we decided to do this was because other times it had worked and other times it didn't. So we took the chance with a strategy, and you'll see if it worked out or not. But here just pushing each other, hoping to get ahead from the pit stop. So of course, basically nobody saved fuel. So everybody at this point had to spend a lot longer in the pit lane than others. I think Incic was the only one who didn't spend too much. Now, on the way out of the pit, you see just behind Bin, and goddamn, that was loud. I don't know if it'll be for you, if that was loud, sorry. If not, well, it was only me, which is good for you guys. So at this point, it was basically just me and Bin having to work together for a couple of laps. So a couple of laps later, and here we are, we've caught up to Kurtzen, and Incic and the Swiss guy are up here now. So at this point, the Swiss guy manages to spin it, and this is what happened right here. Actually went inside and then just lost it touching the apron, and after this he never got back to anything basically. As after this he got lapped, as you can see his tires were completely dead at this point. Now cutting back to us, as you can see we're in a four-way battle here with Kurtzen, who we don't know. It was just me, Bin, and Incic that we knew, and well, we knew each other. God damn it! It's fun. Right, so at this point we were just trying to work together. The Swiss guy goes into the pits with destroyed tires. And really we were just slipstreaming each other and bump drafting and to try and pull away from all the others, which we successfully did. So Kurtzen goes into the pits, and then it's only us three. This is on lap 12 out of 40. So it was about a 30-minute race, and it went by very quickly. But as you can see, we were just fighting each other and hitting each other, basically bump drafting each other. I mean, that is what. God damn it! Did it again. So, but this one, the Swiss guy's behind us now. I don't know if he's been lapped twice. I think he's only been lapped once, and he's trying to get back through. So of course he had a lot fresher tires. There you see, Incic goes in a lap before me and Bin. Previously critique, like I said. So while we're just messing around with this Mustang, who really wants to unlap himself, we decided the lap 14 would be the lap to pit. No, so at some certain points with this Mustang, he wasn't exactly the cleanest of drivers, so we were a bit scared at this point, because we did think that we were gonna die. But at this point, we both went into the pits. Coming out of the pits, I actually ended up ahead of Bin. But at this point, as you can see, us pitting a lap later wasn't the worst strategy, because we did end up next to Kurtzen and Incic. And slipstream was on strong in this race, so that definitely did help. And starting lap 17, at this point, Bin is in the lead, but Kurtzen is just behind, bump drafting him, and then into the corner. Bin does go a bit wide, but he does that every lap almost. Looks like he hit the wall. It looked like he went through the wall. But so this one, as you can see, Kurtzen's just behind, and he goes to the inside here, gets ahead, and then they go into the corner. While I'm just in the back there, not doing much, honestly. As I was just sitting behind. Definitely could have saved more fuel at this point. As you can see here, on lap 18 going into lap 19, Kurtzen goes into the pits with very low fuel. So this is ultimately where he screwed up his strategy. So at this point it was just me, Incic and Bin trying to work together here. And that's what we did for quite a few laps. Now on lap 21 heading into lap 22. So we were all planning to pit on this lap, but then I for some reason thought we were on the previous lap. I didn't know we were on lap 21. So at this point I just screwed myself over by going out for another lap. Going into the pits, did not have a fast stop, and I ended up quite far behind the other. So as you can see from the track map in the top right, we were at this point, there was a big gap because of me thinking I was on the previous lap and not lap 21, which I was originally planning to pit on. So Kurtzen was of course up here, but he would have worse tires and less fuel to use, so that's ultimately where his strategy failed him, and he had to make an extra pit stop. So at this point it's just Incic and Bin at the front working together, and I'm of course way behind from my mistake in the pits. And on lap 28 I decided to go in. That was about a lap before Incic and Bin went in, and then we would finally get out. So at this point this did gain me a little bit of time, as you'll see later during the lap, when Bin and Incic come out of the pits. At this point Dave of course exited the pits. Kurtzen is in the lead. There seems to be a small gap between Incic and Bin, or a rather big one, I should say, because look at this. That's all because Incic decided to save more fuel than others, which was a very smart strategy, which me and Bin didn't really think about. So what Bin is doing here is he's slowed down so that I could catch up, so that we could work together to catch back up to Incic. And as you can see here, on the final turn of lap 33, Bin has gotten a small lead, which we quickly caught up to again because of the strong slipstream. But the fuel and tire was getting to us. And on lap 35 we decided to pit. And into the pits we all went. On the exit, a bit ahead of Bin, but you can see there that Incic, he did get a big lead because of his fuel saving, which we didn't think about at the time. So the rest of the race was basically just us, well, me and Bin working together to catch back up to Incic. So we of course had caught back up to Incic by working together. And there was the last lap where we were working together, and I mean at this point we weren't even working together. It was just trying to get the slipstream to get the win. Basically we had all turned on each other. We just draft off each other there and get it. So I decided to try and stick behind to get the slipstream, but then I ended up down in third, which ultimately screwed me here at the end, because the slipstream wasn't enough to help me, and the straight wasn't long enough, and Incic I pulled over to the left and they blocked me, so I couldn't get the real slingshot. But that was the race, everybody. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more, because these races are a lot of fun. Now, here on lap 20 as a little bonus, look at this. I managed to boost Bin into the Mustang. He lost control of his car, went into the turn, and it went straight into the Mustang. And you can bet yourself we were laughing our asses off at that incident.